Elon Musk in shock. China is taking over the EV market. The majority of the global market for electric vehicles is in China. The US is far behind. China passed the 5% benchmark for EV sales in 2018, while the US reached that in 2022. According to a Bloomberg NEF report, China now accounts for a significant percentage of the worldwide EV market. China now accounts for 48% of all passenger EV sales worldwide, up from 26% in 2015. By the end of the year, it might reach 60% because it will be up to 56% in the first half of 2022. In this video, we will examine how Elon Musk is in shock as China takes over the EV market, only on our channel, EV Scene. Let's move forward. The electric car market. Chinese automakers may soon enter the U.S. electric vehicle industry, promising to compete fiercely with brands like Elon Musk's Tesla and domestic producers expanding into the expanding sector. Chinese companies are likely to encounter distrust from consumers at a time when attitudes toward Beijing are politically sensitive, despite having the ability to produce more reasonably priced electric cars as the current government pushes the country towards electrified mobility. According to industry analysts, they must also pay enormous upfront fees to enter the market and draw customers. In January 2023, Reuters reported that Chinese EV giant BYD, which stands for Build Your Dreams, was making a global push to become the nation's largest producer. The company had spent much of 2022 researching how to establish a distribution network in the United States, citing 4 sources familiar with the company's thinking. BYD represents a more significant trend in that the Chinese EV sector is already substantial and is considering international growth. According to research by the Dutch bank ING, China's domestic EV sales in 2022 were 27% higher than in 2021. Last year, BYD's sales alone exceeded Tesla's by more than 500,000 vehicles. The CEO of the consulting business Automobility, Bill Russo, told insiders what occurs in China will not stay in China. According to his sector research, a few formidable competitors with established supply chains, including Geely and XPeng, were already forming. They were likely to turn their attention to the global market next. Other Chinese manufacturers may be acting similarly to BYD. While Ford's electric Mustang and Tesla models took the top 2 spots in U.S. EV sales in 2022, according to Clean Technica, a green energy research organization, they only made up 5.7% of domestic car sales. Concerns of the United States. The Inflation Reduction Act measures implemented by the Biden administration have pushed the United States toward EVs. Several states have enacted laws requiring the phase-out of gas-powered vehicles. As a result, the supply of EV batteries is becoming increasingly complex, which is made worse by the scarcity of the raw materials required for EV batteries. Chinese producers who seem to be quickly stepping up production could cover that gap. Yet there is precedent for foreign automakers breaking into the U.S. market. South Korean automakers like Hyundai and Kia made gains in the succeeding decades. In contrast, Japanese automakers like Toyota and Honda established a presence in the 1960s and 1970s. These businesses entered the market slowly, they got consumers to understand and believe in the product, and they've done very well since, according to Brian Moss, president of the California New Car Dealers Association. Whereas those foreign manufacturers were vying for customers in the market for conventional petrol vehicles, according to Moss, Chinese EV producers must also persuade people to invest in EVs in the first place. Infrastructure is a problem that has been brought up with EVs in general. While single-family homes can usually charge their devices at home, there aren't as many resources for multi-family homes like flat buildings. Moss pointed out that other foreign automakers that had previously joined the American market had started with more cheap vehicles before moving up to more expensive ones. China's exporters must overcome several practical obstacles and a volatile geopolitical environment to enter the United States. One that just came into effect is the Inflation Reduction Act's requirement that only EVs assembled domestically qualify for a $7,500 tax credit, offering a financial incentive to purchase American. Another worry is the enormous logistical scope and the upfront cost of breaking into a new market. If Chinese manufacturers are not ready to invest in their stores, they must entice car dealers to finance franchisees. Are Americans really afraid of Chinese electric cars? Want to know more? Hold on with us till the end, but first, like, share, and subscribe to the channel EV Scene. The technological differences between US and China. Since batteries account for about 1/3 of the cost of EVs and about 80% of all lithium-ion batteries used globally, the battery and EV industries are closely related. By 2021, its value is projected to be around $30 billion, and by 2027, it's predicted to have increased to about $127 billion, with a 3,000 gigawatt-hour demand. By 2030, manufacturing output is anticipated to reach 5,500 gigawatt-hours globally, with Chinese manufacturers having already announced 3,000 gigawatt-hours of that output. As of first quarter 2021, the lithium iron phosphate battery type market share reached 24.1%, with Chinese manufacturers holding a near monopoly. It is expected to rise further to surpass nickel type batteries in 2028. A powerful, reliable, yet affordable battery is the most crucial factor in making an EV that's commercially viable. Compared to the lithium, nickel, manganese, cobalt batteries that are much more common in the West, Chinese companies have promoted lithium iron phosphate batteries, or LFP technology, over the past 10 years. Since LFP batteries used to have a significantly lower energy density and performed badly in cold conditions, they weren't initially the preferred option in cars, despite being safer and more affordable. However, certain Chinese battery businesses, including contemporary Amperex Technology Company Limited, spent a decade exploring LFP technology. In contrast, others abandoned it, and they were able to close the energy density difference. One significant advantage China has had in producing batteries is its control over a large portion of the raw materials. While the country doesn't necessarily have the most natural resources for battery materials, it has the bulk of the refinery capacity in the world when it comes to crucial components like graphite, cobalt, nickel sulfate, and lithium hydroxide. Other nations are now making agreements with Chile and Australia to take control of rare earth metal mines as they have realized the value of battery materials. However, China's head start has provided domestic businesses with a reliable supply chain. In response to China's rise, the U.S. government is pushing to keep battery production domestic. Nevertheless, according to experts, it is improbable that the U.S. will increase battery production quickly enough to meet its ambitious electric vehicle ambitions. For the present being, the US will need a lot of time to catch up to China, which is now leading the world EV race by around 10 years. It remains to be seen if either side will use its advantage in upcoming trade disputes, given that raw material supplies are expected to become even more constrained, and that electric car sales in China and the US will likely continue to rise. How is Tesla doing in this Chinese EV boom? A conference call with analysts following Tesla's quarterly earnings release said that CEO Elon Musk predicted that the electric vehicle manufacturer's most significant rival will be a Chinese firm. Although manufacturing was impeded by China's now-abandoned COVID-0 legislation, Tesla nonetheless manufactured more than 710,000 electric vehicles there in 2022, accounting for roughly 52% of its global output. According to Musk, 2022 was difficult because of shutdowns at Tesla's China facility, higher borrowing rates, and logistical difficulties. Worldwide manufacturing could exceed 2 million vehicles in 2023, barring any unforeseen obstacles. China's EV industry's development has been deeply intertwined with Tesla's rise as the biggest EV company. When the Chinese government handed out subsidies, it didn't limit them to domestic companies. They can no longer escape that ecosystem because they are already a part of it. About half of the Tesla vehicles that will be delivered in 2022 will come from the Shanghai Gigafactory, which is Tesla's most productive manufacturing base. But the gains have been shared. Tesla has been quite beneficial to China as well. In other words, the firm compelled Chinese manufacturers to develop new products and strive to catch up with Tesla in every area, including affordability and technological innovation. In the Chinese EV industry, this is referred to as the catfish effect. Tesla reported revenue of $24.3 billion, exceeding market expectations, and reported adjusted fourth quarter earnings of $1.19 per share, exceeding the $1.12 average analyst prediction. According to Bloomberg NEF predictions, Tesla's sales could rise by as much as 40% in 2023, and its Model Y will probably rank among the top 3 models across all categories and become the best-selling EV in the world. The world is growing green. Let's see which company is going to be the king of electric cars. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Here's another amazing video you might enjoy.